Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. And I'm just gonna be talking about myself, and hopefully, you guys have a better understanding of who I am as a person and the identity I am trying to portray. So, the first question is, who is Thailand? So, a little bit about me is that I am from a small little city called Waianae. It's in the main island of Hawaii, which is Oahu. I identify myself as a male, and my ethnic backgrounds are Hawaiian, Korean, Mexican, Portuguese, Chinese, and for the one question, it says, have I ever been judged or discriminated before, or if I had any experiences before with that? And the honest answer is yes, I have. It's not so much on the rougher side or too much negative. I've experienced that when I moved from home in Hawaii to Michigan for for school for college, and I know people would joke about it or whatever, but they like to make jokes like, you know, the way we live back home is not evolved, or we think we live in a grass shack, or I got here on a canoe and paddled my way here to the States, and it's just not true. Yeah, it is irritating, but I think the more I hear it, the more I try to understand that people do not know enough about who I am and where I come from, and that has given me an opportunity to show them and share my culture and share my people and my home, what we're all about. I also identify as myself as Christian, and I am definitely a full-time student here at Rochester University. So the big thing with me is who I am, which is my ethnic backgrounds, which I carry a lot. So my culture plays a huge role into my life. Um, as I am, as I have variety in ethnic backgrounds, I consider myself to be primarily Hawaiian, just because I live in Hawaii. That's the most blood I have, and I do traditional practices that involve my people and my ancestors. And if you look on slide 3, you can see the people planting, taking care of the land. And this is important to me because back home, the way I was raised is that we need to take care of the land so the land can take care of us. And what I mean by that is, if we clean up all the rubbish, if we do what we need to do as Hawaiian people, then naturally the resources around us will keep us fed, will keep a roof over our head. And I believe that to be 100% true. And some practices I do when I'm home is going to the plantation, planting foods that could help us survive, not just me and my family, but also my community, which I care about. Because at the end of the day, we are a small population in the world, and as Hawaiian, we treat each other like it's our own family, and we take care of each other like our own family. And for example, and it's just back home, no matter it's a stranger or not, we're always willing to help people. We are always willing to be involved, and I just appreciate that so much from our culture. And we always have a saying, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're older than us, we'll call you uncle and auntie, and it's just how we are. Some other practices I do from my culture is hula. I've been doing hula ever since I was 4, I believe. Um, I was just brought up to do these traditional practices. I enjoyed it. My mom is a kumahula. Kumahulas are teachers of hula, so I was just kind of naturally born into it, and I thoroughly enjoy it. One thing that shapes who I am is the things I do with my stress, with my pain, with my suffering, and how I can make that into a positive note. And that goes with my hobbies. So one big hobby I really enjoy doing is paintball. Yes, people may argue as if it's a sport or not. It is a sport, and I actually do play on a team. And I find this to be an aggressive sport, which helps me focus on whether I feel like super stressed, overwhelmed, I can just go to the field and just let loose, take out all the stress, take out all the pain, and put it on the field and get a little workout in, try and stay in shape and be healthy. Um, Another hobby is bowling. Yes, I am here at Rochester University on a bowling scholarship. This is my 5th year. I am the team captain of the men's varsity team. And bowling has been a huge part of my life and it has got to me actually pretty much every state across the nation. I've been to almost 35, 40 states around there just for bowling. And it helped me to understand people a lot better at a younger age. And I'm so involved in other communities and other environments instead of back home. Another hobby of mine is cutting hair. I am currently a full-time barber, not working in any shops right now. I am doing haircuts in the dorms. I've been doing this for the past 4 or 5 years, ever since the junior year of high school, and it's been a very passion of mine. It's something I do to be creative, to have a blank canvas in my life, to make it how I want it to be, and also give people happiness and joyfulness. Because who does not want to get a nice haircut? Um, that's pretty much it. The last hobby I have is fishing. Fishing is more of my spiritual hobby I like to do, where I get disconnected from the world and I go there to meditate. And sometimes it's not about just being on the reef, on the rock fishing. It's more about having silence in my life, being calm. And this is where I do spiritual practice and where I talk with God, as I am Christian. And this is where I have my alone time with Him. So yeah. The next slide, one thing that's really important to me is my food. I am very picky with my food. So yeah, the first food I always love is sushi. Nothing's ever gonna beat it. I love sushi. I love Asian food. So this is on the top. I love raw fish. I am a fisherman, so I do like my premium quality fish. Second one is Hawaiian food. Not many people know about Hawaiian food, but it is so delicious. It is probably one of the best foods I have. If you ever had a chance to try it, please do so. It's so good. And then third is Korean barbecue. You just can't beat Korean barbecue. You can't beat cooking in front of you, all you can eat meat. Oh, it's just so good. Next thing we're going to talk about is something about my personal life, which is my family. So I do have my girlfriend and her son. My girlfriend's name is Quadri. Her son's name is Zayas. I consider this to be a family of my own. I consider this to be pretty much my wife, as I live with her back home. I consider him to be my son, as I take care of him and treat him like my own. And so this is my little ohana in the making, just starting out small. And it's very hard being so far away as a student athlete, miles and miles away from home, and still trying to take care of my family. It is stressful, but it's also a moment where I see proudfulness in myself, because it is very, very hard, especially having a son at 22 years old and being so far away, being a young adult, still trying to get through life and still have the time and have the opportunity to take care of another human being, let alone your spouse, it's very difficult, but I enjoy every single minute of it. The last slide is my workforce. And what I do with this is I am working, not currently, but I do plan on going back, but I do work for the military or the branch of the Air Force. And this is located back home in Hawaii. It is the Hickam Air Force branch, which is also a branch connected to the Navy side, where Pearl Harbor is, so it's one big branch. But I'm mostly pertaining on the Air Force side. And what I do there is I do pretty much every job you see at an airport, whether that is ticketing, whether that is checking you in, TSA, ramp stuff, loading bags in, directing passengers, and just pretty much simple things like that. And what I love so much about this job is that adversity it has given me to meet so much different people. Yeah, this class talks about leadership in diverse world. I feel like me having this job at the time I did was perfect for me because it allowed me to understand how I was living in a society in a diverse world per se, but in the workforce. And I mean, it's just great. You get to meet so many people across the world. You get to meet so many people in the rankings, the lower ranks, the middle ranks, the higher ranks. Getting to know more about who they are as a person, where they come from, what brought them here, and it's just overall a blessing. Thank you.